Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Tusk Reaper Gaming. In this episode we're playing Dungeons and Dragons Online, and I've been asked to do a review of the races in a general scope. Now this is just strictly my opinion, please note that, and we'll go ahead and get into this video and see what's going on. Welcome to Tusk Reaper Gaming. Please like, subscribe, and get notified. Alright everyone, let's go ahead and get started into the races. Now Aasimar is a very fun race to play. They do get a little boost in healing. Goes well with everything except Warlock. Now Warlock and the Aasimar racial enhancement, you can't have both type of the Warlock pack and the Aasimar enhancement going at the same time. You have to choose one or the other. You can't heal yourself with the Aasimar enhancement unless if the Warlock pack is shut off, which if you're in a firefight, battle, anything like that, then that's going to be an issue. If you can mitigate the two and just have that on the back burner, if you will, to heal yourself every once in a while, then that'd be good enough, I guess. You can get, about four good lay on hands type heals, and I believe they are charisma based. You get a little extra wisdom. Okay, there we go. But you don't get any weaknesses, so you don't have any minuses in anything else. So about +2 wisdom. No other negatives. Dragonborn, this is a cool race. But the Dragonborn, they start with higher strength and charisma, so +2 strength, +2 charisma, -2 dexterity. That's really what that is. They make it makes it more difficult to do two-weapon fighting. Not two-handed fighting, it's one weapon each hand, dual wielding more or less. That's what two-weapon fighting is. They also get a dragon breath. Now, if you choose white dragon heritage, you're going to have a frost breath weapon. If you choose black dragon heritage, which is the direction I like to go, you get to choose acid breath. Red dragon, fire, so on and so forth. Blue dragon, like what this guy looks like, would shoot lightning out. Now, I've often wondered if they would ever do like a green dragon, and then you would do a cloud kill. That would be cool. Just a suggestion. Now, the Drow Elf, you can unlock the Drow Elf once you get 400 favor points on any character on that particular server. So each server is independent from the other servers, so you have to do it each time for each server. So 400 points isn't all that much, guys. So pick a class and race that you really love and want to play. I typically started with a human cleric, and then I got my 400 points. I just put them on the shelf and made myself a Drow paladin just because they look so cool, and I've always wanted a death knight. All right, so with that, the particular Drow race, they start with higher dex, higher intelligence, and higher charisma, but a lower constitution. So this is +2, +2, +2, -2. Now Dwarf, they start with higher constitution and lower charisma. I'm a fan of making female characters, and even though this is female, she's a bit hardy. But again, they start with a higher constitution. So, it is what it is. They are a interesting race and enjoy playing them. Now we've got several different types of elves, not just the drow elf. We've got, or Koravari, however you say that. But in any event, they start with a high dexterity and lower constitution. So you kind of wind up having a balance. So if that was the case, I'd still go drow. Elf, a wood elf here. So higher dexterity, lower intelligence. A weakness, fewer skill points due to the lower intelligence. Now this is kind of interesting. So a lower intelligence but higher dexterity. So what do you think class-wise is going to be a good fit? When you're going through your races, that's really what you have to think about. So if I am making a fighter, I would want, constitution, strength, right? And a little bit of dexterity, but I wouldn't, be on it. But, an artificer uses intelligence and they use dexterity. Same with a rogue, intelligence and dexterity when they're disabling traps and stuff. So, that's always a tricky one. Now, Gnome is an interesting one. They're very fun to play. They're very cute, if you will, and they start with a higher intelligence and lower strength. So they wouldn't necessarily be the optimum fighter now, would they? No, they wouldn't. They would be more suited for spellcasting. Now, halfling, higher dex, lower strength. Same. Wouldn't be probably a great fighter, but then again, they'd be awesome with a bow, or a repeating crossbow. Or maybe, if you're able to get your strength up high enough, maybe even a great crossbow, maybe. But that would be a tough one, Then you've got your half-elf. Now, half-elves are a mix of human and elves, and they've got no, large amounts of strengths. No bonuses to ability scores, but no negatives to ability scores. Now, the half-orc is not in the same case. They start with higher strength, but lower intel and lower charisma. So they would make an awesome fighter. They would also make an awesome barbarian because they do not rely on those two stats, and you get that extra +2 in strength. I personally think that maybe half-orc should also start with a little bit extra constitution, just because, look at her. She is hardy. She does not look normal or frail or weak, so she looks above normal as far as being healthy. Just saying. Does. Now, we've got human. They don't have any weaknesses either, and they don't have a huge amount of strengths. Although they just get an increased capacity to learn skills and stuff. So let's just pose you made a human warlock and you decided to use the versatility, increased capacity to learn skills and stuff, and you chose to put those points in like use magic device. That's where it would benefit you, in my opinion. Now you got the Teflon. Teflon starts with a higher charisma, resistant to fire, and then they also get a little bit of boast to a little bit of fire damage. They can surround themselves, sheath themselves in like in kind of like a fire shield type thing, and whenever they're attacked, whatever's attacking them takes a little extra damage. So that's kind of interesting. Lower levels that can be helpful. But Teflons are definitely unique. They are a beautiful creature, if you will, and but they don't have any weaknesses. Good at anything, any class that relies on charisma, they would excel at. Now your shifter, this is a brand new race that has unveiled, and this is very interesting. So This is half-orc, start with higher dexterity and lower intelligence. Although they're not half-orc, they are basically half werewolf, if you will. So, and this is just kind of, it's just kind of interesting that they chose. I don't understand why they did that. They should have just put, you know, the shifter right here. Shifters start with higher dexterity and lower intelligence instead of half-orc. Somebody's being lazy somewhere, and it's attention to detail, guys. But they would be fun to play. You know, probably make a great druid, wouldn't you say? That'd be kind of cool. A druid shifter. All right, so Warforges start with a higher constitution, lower wisdom, and charisma, just like it says right here. So, you know, their strengths, they kind of have a suggestion here. They're immune to, you know, poison, disease, paralyzation, can be healed by wizard, sorcerers, repair spells. They make a great artificer. But because of the wisdom, they may not make that great of a druid, although they have the potential. They're not restricted at all from the class, so you know you can do whatever you want. It's just you're going to be -2 the ability point. No matter what gear you get, you're always going to be 2 lower than what you should be as a druid. But I mean, all you really need is what, a 15 to cast the highest druid spells. So, you know, start with a 14. You don't need a lot in charisma to be a druid. Hit that constitution up, hit the strength up, put the rest in dexterity, and boom, you've got yourself a Warforged druid that is going to be capable, very capable, and you know, go into bear form. When you're in bear form, this is going to be the interesting thing about the druid, is if the Warforged goes into an animal form, he's therefore classified as an animal and can be healed as such with standard spells without any, you know, -25 or -50% healing ability, you know, or healing taken from the positive energy spell. Now, the same is with the wizard class, the Pell Master enhancement tree. The interesting thing with that is it's a similar scenario, and that's why I'm bringing it up, is when you're in one of the shroud forms, you know, Shroud of the Wraith, Vampire, whatever, Lich, you are considered undead, and all undead, you know, things kind of revolve around that, and you cannot take positive healing. You won't accept that. But you accept negative healing. So someone casts a negative spell at you with negative energy that will in return heal you in Wraith form or the Lich or whatever, and you use Death Aura, you're sucking the life from around you, and that negative energy is healing you. That's why it's important. That's why I'm talking about it. And the same thing happens here with a Warforged druid that doesn't have repair spells. You don't need them, because when you're in druid form, you can heal yourself irregardless. So just keep that in mind. You got lesser vigor, greater vigor, and those will heal you substantially, as well as you move up in the enhancement tree, you're going to be treated as such, and you'll be able to cast your spells while you're in animal form and not be restricted to what you're able to cast as you level up in certain enhancement trees. Alright guys, well, thanks again for tuning in to this video. I appreciate everybody that has subscribed. Please like and share this content. hit that notification bell so you know every time I upload a video, and we will catch you next time.
Thank you for watching Tusk Reaper Game. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.